After more than 4 decades in Pakistan's Navy, Admiral Asif Sandila has turned his focus to a different mission. Through the Moawin Foundation, he's working to improve education and skills and training for thousands of young people across Pakistan. Well, he joined me here in the studio. Asif, welcome to the Morning Asia studios. Thank you for coming in today. I love it when people come into the studio because I feel like it's a lot nicer to have a conversation face to face rather than on our big screen. But you've had an amazing career in Pakistan's Navy, which we'll talk about. But I want to talk more about what's happening today, which is that you took everything that you learnt there and decided that you wanted to kind of invest in Pakistan's education system. What kind of motivated you to want to do that after you finished your time in the Navy?
Well, I come from a village close to Lahore, and that has been always at the back of my mind. And the schools were in those days, in 50s, 60s, there was no electricity in my village.
Oh, wow.
And no, we used to sit on the floor, and then I ended up in a boarding school, and that is where we started learning English from grade 6. We didn't know ABC. And from there, then I went to this boarding school, and after I finished my, what we say is higher secondary school, I joined Navy. And then after about 1 year, I qualified to join Britannia Royal Naval College, Dartmouth, which was very surprising for me.
A big moment, yeah.
Big moment for me, from a village boy to going to UK and learning. And thankfully, things went on, I suppose, well. And I then served in the Navy about 40 years plus.
Wow, that's an incredible amount of time to dedicate your life to the service.
And then while I was still in service, I read a book, 3 Cups of Tea. This story of an American who comes to scale K2, falls sick.
Okay.
They take him to their village and treat him, and after, by the way, there was a lot of controversy in USA. After 3 Cups of Tea, there came a book, 3 Cups of Deceit also.
Oh, wow.
There was some lot of controversy. But
which you read as well? Did you read both?
I read afterwards.
You read afterwards,
Afterwards. Yeah. And what really hit me was, when he came here, people, when he asked people, what do you want me, what could I do for you? They said, make a school. This is now Gilgit-Baltistan.
Okay.
Close to K2. And he wrote this book. At that time, there were 200 projects, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan. And what hit me was, an American comes here and people just take care of him, treat him. And they didn't have very many things available with them.
Yeah.
So he can do this. So I, at the back of my mind, the school I went to, that this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
So that is what.
And that must have, because you read that book while you were in the Navy, so
Yes.
you must have been thinking about this idea for many, many years before you actually managed to do it.
I think, yes, you're right. You must be at the CPU
Somewhere in there,
somewhere in the CPU. And this became a trigger. This became a trigger. And at that time, I still had more than a year to go.
Yeah.
And, you know, in countries like Pakistan and actually everywhere, once you retire from higher positions, there are plenty of options for you
Of
to
course.
do. But I made up my mind, I want to do something. How, we weren't very sure.
What do you think that you learned throughout your 40-year career in the Navy that you've taken on that has allowed you to successfully set up the foundation?
I would say it is what we say is your attitude towards life. You see, I've been from a village to the Chief of the Navy, and Alhamdulillah, my children grown up, all married, and grandchildren, and there's no real reason for me to be pushing. Yes, it is good to play golf, it's good to read books, it's good to meet people. But this trigger came on that I want to help the poor people. And yeah, you know, you give somebody water, food, clothes. We believe that it's something good. But we believe if you can teach somebody ABC,
Yeah, teach
you
them a
can
skill.
do 2 plus 2, give them some morals and ethics training and teach them how to catch fish.
Yes.
They
yeah.
will be able to stand on
Of
their
course,
feet. So
yeah.
that is what we are trying to do.
Let's talk more about what the foundation and the charity actually does. So we can see some footage here of some of the skills that you teach your young students. It's quite varied as well.
Yes.
You know, from ABC to sewing.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
talk to me about how you decided in which areas you wanted to offer this kind of level of education and training.
First, a little bit about education. We are not really looking at very higher. We are looking at primary and secondary education.
Yeah.
That is,
Start
if the
young.
foundation is good, and of course in this, and we don't make schools. This is very important.
You improve ones that already exist.
The
Yeah.
government schools that it may be very difficult for somebody from coming from the UK to, because the schooling there relatively, or I know for sure the public schooling is good.
Yeah. There's always room for improvement though.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
there are school systems which decide at what level of excellency the schools are, and
Yes.
you know, when those results come through, there's always room for feedback and room for improvement. Might be on a bigger scale in Pakistan, but it exists around the world.
So when we decided that we want to work on this, so we have to, we registered our foundation. It is actually basically 3 of us class fellows. I went to Navy, other one went to the Pakistan Air Force.
Okay.
And the third one became a bureaucrat.
Right.
That is how when we sat down that we want to do something that we do not invest in brick and mortar.
Okay, yeah.
Infrastructure, improve, and you really, it may be very difficult for you to comprehend, but you need to find out what is the problem. Education, I'm talking. The one problem, there are many actually, but basic problem is the teacher. I'm talking of a teacher in the government school in rural areas.
But if we scale that back, also access to education for underprivileged children must be a big issue. But that's not necessarily what you're trying to solve. Are you trying to just make sure that the children that do have access to education, that it's good education?
Both actually.
Yeah, okay.
We believe very strongly if the children have good education, they come to school. If the school is not working, they are not interested in coming.
Yeah, of course.
And you know the problem, basic problem here is the teacher. Government school teachers, either there are some schools there are maybe no teachers or very few. If there are, they don't come. If they come, they don't teach. And if they teach, they don't teach well.
So are you training the teachers?
Of course.
Ah, okay.
The teachers should be there. We should train them and supervise them. This is one part. The second part is very interesting. We are trying to teach children in the language that the child doesn't understand, English.
Trying to teach them in English.
In English.
And why do you do that? Because you feel like it will give them more opportunity later on in life?
That is what the government feels, that it will give them more opportunity. But there are umpteen number of studies which say first initial levels, you should teach children in their own language. And this is what we have experienced. We follow the government syllabus, but we teach children in a way. Number one, we try to teach the teachers, they are trained. Then we bring in visual aids, audio, videos in Urdu.
Okay.
So, which make, if you teach the children in a language that they don't understand, they can probably remember, memorize. It's difficult to comprehend conceptual learning.
And as kids, if you don't feel like you're engaged or you're able to do it, you just, it's such a difficult thing to do. And as you mentioned about teachers, I'm sure you and I remember our teachers so clearly, the ones that were good, because they stay with you for life, don't
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is one part that we are trying. Of course, we do many other things. But this is
that's the main essence of it.
Now coming to the, Pakistan has a very large population.
It has a huge population,
Huge population.
And it also has an issue with literacy rates.
Literacy, of course. Literacy becomes a problem because when the schools are not very functional, the people don't really want to send their children or their children don't want to.
Of course,
And with literacy problem, another problem is, now I'm talking of the rural areas. I don't know, I wonder if you have been or not. If you ever come to Lahore, do let us know. We'll take you, we'll show you the school in village. And with this, our effort is teach them how to catch fish.
Yeah.
So the girls, we work mostly in rural areas. The girls, we are teaching them how to dressmaking,
Stitching, yeah.
beautician,
Yeah, okay.
then IT also.
Skills they can actually use. Yeah.
Use and stand on their feet.
Yeah.
And as we talk, we have over 3,200 boys and girls who have been trained in several institutes that we run.
Yeah.
75% of them are self-employed. This is very important.
Oh, okay, wow.
And about 85 to 86% are girls. And why we really focus on girls? The problem really is in the rural setting, either there are no schools in villages, and if there are mostly primary. Now, if there is a boy, after primary, the parents could send them to somewhere close by, where they could go and come back. But girls normally, except some people may send, but generally they say the girls going
stay at home.
Stay at home. So these girls have a right to decent life. We focus on these girls. And yet, these things I have told you, in Gilgit-Baltistan, we teach them how to dry the fruits, how to make value addition like jams or things like this, and then they sell.
Yeah, because if you think back to many of the things that you studied, I often think, well, you know, it would have been really useful if in my mathematics class I was also taught how to fill in a tax form, or, you know, the actual practicalities that sometimes mainstream education still doesn't include.
Yes.
You have to figure those things out as an adult.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I believe very strongly, it is not only education, but these children have to grow, and especially women, I must say. I don't know how much you know about our rural background. The life is pretty tough.
Yeah.
So once they start, they know some skill and they start to earn their self-confidence.
Of course, it's so important.
Everybody starts respecting them. And on a lighter vein, I tell you, there are two things which I believe now will always be very helpful for anybody who is doing. One is beautician. There will always be women, whether you talk about London or Karachi or my village. And second, dresses.
Yeah.
As long as the women have something in their pocket, they want good dresses and more.
Yeah, and
so
they need something.
They
to
need.
Yeah.
So these are two things now I understand are very important for girls to learn.
It's interesting you say that, and this is only my opinion, so it could be wrong. But you know, most of the makeup artists that I've worked with here have been men. And I'm making a few dresses at the moment and working with local tailors. And again, most of them are men.
Yes.
And I wonder why that is. Is that a truthful statement, or is that a misconception?
Well, dress, I would agree. But beautician, there are plenty of women who are working.
Yeah.
And actually, there are girls from my village, very close to Lahore, who qualified and they improve their skills. They are working in Lahore, Karachi, some working in Dubai maybe. So not because we are a little conservative societies, girls can't move around too much.
Yeah, okay.
But beautician, I think the women are working, and dresses, yes, you are right. There are few women.
So it's a really valuable skill to teach
valuable
women.
skill, and that is why I'm telling you about 75% of them are doing their own work.
Of the people that have come through your training?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And they are, what should I say, earning reasonable amount
earning,
for their
course,
families. And again, I say, when anybody is earning, and especially girls in rural setting start to earn, A, it gives them confidence that they can do.
Sense
and
of purpose,
B, they have more respect within the family.
Yeah.
Acceptance. So you might have heard there are so many stories about women being, some may be true, some may not, but we do need these girls, women, I think, we need to put in little more effort.
More effort
for their
to support
welfare.
them, yeah. That brings me on nicely to my next question, which was what's the sort of longer term goal when you think about what you've already achieved and what you'd like to achieve in the next 5 to 10 years? Is it to help more women, young girls, to sort of find their voice, find their craft? Where do you hope the foundation goes?
Well, we started with 2 schools, 320 students. As I talked to you, 340 schools, Gilgit-Baltistan, Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan also, KP and Islamabad. And as I said, 3,000 working with skills. I say, we started with 2 schools from my village. Our dream is Pakistan. Now that dream, 4 years, 5 years, if I'm around and resources are available, I want every child in Pakistan to be educated and educated well, not just go to school, but to be educated well. Some of them will need to do, what should I say, some skill development. Some of them will go to the university, some of them. My wish is that girls in rural areas of Pakistan, first they get basic education, and number 2, those of them who would want, we are able to train them in skills that will enable them to stand them on their feet. Now it could be the 2 I said, it could be IT, like in Gilgit-Baltistan we do this fruit dehydration. There are, what do you call, there could be some other things that they could
Things
do.
local to the area.
Local to the
They can
area.
use the land or use the skills that are available that are useful in that area, because I guess that changes across Pakistan.
Yeah. Actually, we don't go and tell them, do this. Where we go, we ask them, what do you want us to do?
That's very clever, yeah.
And invariably, in Gilgit-Baltistan, this was the requirement.
Yeah.
In the rest of the KP and Punjab and where we are working, they ask for these 2 things.
Yeah.
Those who have done secondary school, high school, you can take them to IT, things like normal computer use, and then things like e-commerce. We have trained some girls, digital marketing, communications, and they are doing well. But for that, you need little more education.
Yeah. So a lot of what you talk about when you talk about the education improvements that you make through the foundation is giving people independence.
Yes.
And we're obviously coming up to Independence Day here in Pakistan in August. So I wonder what that day means to you and how you'll mark that, whether that be personally or whether that be through the foundation.
First thing, all our schools and the vocational training centers, we celebrate this as Independence Day. I was born after the independence, so I've not seen that pre-era.
Yeah.
But what I've heard is the life was under the outside forces, and people needed to, this is human nature, that you want freedom, you want independence. So, this was, I think, a big event for the people in this part of the world, which is India, Pakistan, and now Bangladesh, that people made some struggles, and they were able to get independence from the colonial power of the time, and then they were able to, you see, being free is a big thing, which is very difficult for people who already have this to understand.
Yeah,
who didn't
of
have
course,
this, they can feel the difference. Though I wasn't born even at that time, but what I have heard, I think independence, and I'm grateful to Almighty that we have now our own country, and we can work. In certain ways, we did well. In certain ways, we made a mess of it. But
that's life.
That's life, and I hope we will go. And I believe very strongly. I don't know how you meet people. I have a lot of hope. When I say hope, there are many people who are working for the general good of the people. And they are doing very well and selflessly. So I see really hope that we shall be able to do better. People will be able to eat, they will get enough food, they will get facilities, and they will be able to live a comfortable life. But we have to work hard.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm alive to see people standing on their feet.
To continue the good work that you're already doing. Oh, well, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us today, and good luck with all of the hard work that you're doing with the underprivileged children across Pakistan. Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go, Asif Sandila. They're talking about his foundation.